social media ni Kel VJ, and masasabi ko lang is hopefully for someone as young and as accomplished as him, pare, ang dami nang nagawa ni Kel VJ. I feel like hopefully going into this game wala masyadong pressure kasi yung gusto ko, ang ganda talaga ng response ng community kay Kel eh.
I know.
Kahit nga kay si Flap nag-message kay Kel na pre ibahin mo yung mindset mo. So hopefully yung mga magandang words na at message na sinabi ng community, yung community kay Kel, sana may effect yun sa kanya na positibo.
Yes, well, it goes to show na ganon kamahal ng ML community si Kel VJ. And we all know kung ano yung mga na-achieve niya na. He's been back-to-back champion. And this, kumbaga, as young as Kel VJ, I'm pretty sure he's around 16 years old right now. And
sobrang bata pa.
ang daming-dami pa pwedeng mangyari. And yeah, shoutouts to Kel VJ. Di naman siya tatawaging at some point the king kung hindi niya deserve yun.
But then as well also for Cignal Ultra, hopefully at one point in the season makuha din nila yung hinahanap nilang series win, because based on what we've heard from the members of Cignal Ultra, some of the really nicest people sa well, all our teams are nice. But with Cignal parang they're a next level of nice. So hopefully at one point makuha nila yung series win. But then again, kalaban nila ngayon Execration. That's gonna be really difficult.
I like what I'm seeing right now, no, Reptar, na binabantayan ni Ben Sanity dito si Aqua Boy. Parang sabihin na natin a little bit of lish na para hindi agad mapasok yung Farsa. Kasi pwede nating maiwan yung isang Farsa, like for example, level 4 na siya. He has a potential na mag-feather airstrike and just wings by wings papunta doon sa mga teammates niya. Pero can you talk about me this, itong lineup dito or laning dito sa may top lane, the Barretts, and as well with this Alice. Kumbaga, parang magfa-farm lang ba sila dito?
Yeah, both of them have the potential to out-farm the lane, na mauna sila, na makalabas sa lane. But then, of course, in terms of mobility, getting around the map, yun yung lamang ng Alice, of course, with the flowing blood. But in terms of being able to farm up, hindi naman sila mahirapan sa isa't isa. Maybe at one point, the Barretts might mamimit yung awkward point na hindi pa siya ganun kakunat. So kaya ng Alice na out-damage yung Barretts. But then that's a very small window, mga few minutes lang yun eh. Until eventually even out lang yun kasi both of them have really good sustain and relatively okay damage, although lamang yung Alice doon.
Yeah, and surprisingly, no, yung Barretts natin, parang each and every series na meron tayo dito, Reptar, madalas na siyang napipick.
Oo, nagiging X-Factor na sa mga drafts eh. Uy, nahuli!
Wow, that Abyssal Arrow gonna hit with Jack Nu, and that's gonna be the first blood for Cignal Ultra. A very good start para sa team nito, and look at the rotation that they have right now. A good pick off, at ngayon pwede nila tong i-transition. Sila dito pumupwesto na rin sila going into top lane, Reptar. Itong itong setup ngayon na ginagawa, and before you answer that question, what a Tyrant's Revenge coming from Ben Sanity. I like the aggression of Cignal Ultra. How will Execration deal with that, Reptar?
Well, so far Cignal Ultra nahuli lang nila yung Execration out of position. So, it's not something that Execration is doing it wrong. Pero Cignal Ultra lang, ang ganda ng pag-entry dito ni Kekedot at ni Ben Sanity.
Speaking of entry, look at the poke damage coming from Janus using that shadows. At papasok, the arrow was about to connect pero binlock ng Shunpo yon ni Jack Nu. Ngayon, with a contention here dito sa pinakaunang turtle ng laro na to, alam to, ng Cignal Ultra, pumuposisyon sila. The arrow will actually connect to on sa may Ali. Sino makakuha ng turtle? That's gonna be Kel VJ, but the Detonus welcome will be used by Rhea dito. Nako, nandito na lahat ng mga members ng Cignal Ultra, pero napaback off na buhay pa doon yung dinosaur. Oh my! Reptar, sinong nanalo doon?
Well, Execration, sila ang nakuha ng isang kill and they got the turtle. So, masaya ang Execration. So, nabalanse na yung momentum dito after the early pickoffs na pinakita ng Cignal Ultra. Execration naman nakagante with a kill of their own and the turtle. And that's what they really needed to do because of the fact na nakuha ng early kills ng Cignal Ultra, Execration doesn't want to give any more kasi baka ma-snowball. Just like what happened in Game 1, Aura versus LPE dito ang Cignal Ultra. So, great play there by Execration to challenge it. Muntikan na yun. Cignal Ultra, muntikan na nila maka-nakaw ng objective. But at the end of the day, Execration wins it.
Pero kung papansinin natin dito, Kekedot was actually landing a lot of crucial arrows dito against Execration. Kailangan maging maingat dito ang buong kupunan ng Execration. Tinamaan kanina doon si Renzo. Unfortunately, nakataka siya. But look at this. Pasok dito ngayon ang mga members ng Execration. Bravest fighter na ginamit na ngayon dito ni Kelra. 1v1 with Ben Sanity, pero nakapag-flicker out pa rin naman. And that's gonna be it for that skirmish. Grabe tong laban natin, Reptar. Parang walang magpapahinga. Bawal huminga, ika nga, sa dalawa. Kumbaga kakatapos lang ng turtle fight, meron na naman sa ibaba.
Yeah, and we're seeing here just how much this game means to both of these teams na nilalabas lang talaga nila lahat ng yung kaya nila ilabas. Like, laban lang kung laban. Like, and I like that we're seeing this kind of playstyle coming from Execration as well because Cignal Ultra, because maganda yung early game aggression nila pero nakakasabay din naman sa early game aggression yung lineup ng Execration. In a way, parang yung Exe na gaganahan sila ilaro yung style na sanay sila eh. Kasi 'di ba ever since matagal natin sinasabi, the power of friendship, early game aggression, that's the best version of Execration that we know of. But then Cignal Ultra, maganda naman is nakakasabay din sila. So because of the ang taas ng drama around this game eh. Again, a high stakes sobra. It's nice that we're seeing this kind of level.
Oo, and it goes to show na Execration talaga, they're really willing to take or do everything para dito sa laro na to. Dito, ito yung kinasanayan natin na Execration, yung balagbagan yung laban. Like, pag sumuntok ka, meron din silang counter punch and you could see that na sumasabay talaga sila even with the great initiations coming from Cignal Ultra, yung mga arrow ni Kekedat was always on point, even with the Tyrant's Revenge na manggagaling kay Ben Sanity. So, bumabalik. And nararamdaman ko dito, sa mga previous na mga games natin, si Kelra nag-online siya most of the time mid to late. Pero yung hawak niya tong lapu-lapu, as early as the first 3 minutes of the game, ramdam mo na kagad yung presence ni Kelra.
Yeah, and you don't see that a lot of, well, recently, yun yung naging trend sa mga lapu-lapu players eh, na hindi na masyado na lane hold lang ako, nasa lane nagpa-farm. Kasi nakita din na, uy, maganda din naman na kahit sabihin natin level 3 or level 4 lang, early game rotate na kagad on the lapu-lapu, it works. And then if Execration can keep that up, baka mako-convert pa sila with 1 kill.
Yes, speaking of 1 kill, itong Dinosaur ang unang napili dito na Execration. What a good pick off dahil malayo din yung mga members ng Cignal Ultra. That's gonna be a possible energy shield na madi-deplete ng Execration on the top lane.
And that's something Cignal Ultra has to look to try to stop and defend kasi Alice yung nakaka-farm doon, and then of course you want to delay the farm of the Alice. Kung makukuha ng early winter truncheon yan, man, the risky plays are gonna come in and baka masurpresa pa dito ang Cignal.
I'm beginning to like Reptar dito na yung Benedetta is nasa kamay ni KelVJ. Talagang ramdam mo siya all around the map. The Order of Brilliance will be used doon ng Lunox ngayon dito. The Turtle, 3 members, ang ganda ng position dito ni Kelra to do a flank sa Cignal Ultra with the bravest fighter. Even Renzo nandito na rin. Secure na naman ni KelVJ yung Turtle, and it's time for Cignal Ultra to disengage.
Oh, but that's gonna be Abyssal Arrow to ito, Max. Baka may makukuha sila.
Yun ang tanong, pero hindi. The Chaos Assault was used para makatakas. Wow! Execration getting a lead at first 5 minute ng laro. There's already a 3,000 lead para sa kupunan na to.
Yeah, but it's still a relatively close game. Cignal Ultra pinapakita nila na okay, if matatalo kami sa team fights or sa objective takes, susubukan namin naman mag-counterplay. And of course, Kekedot, parang naging E2 na to, or Keke Max na eh. Si Kekedot, tamang-tama din yung yung Abyssal Arrows niya. So, Execration have to watch out for that kasi sa sobrang haba ng stun ng Abyssal Arrow, baka yun pa yung maging turning point para sa Cignal Ultra.
Oh, yes, yes. Pero so far dito, Reptar, we haven't seen the capability, but mamaya na yan because Renzo is going in pero hindi niya alam na nandito si Kekedot and he's about to get down. Pero nandito na ngayon si KelVJ to save the day. Kekedot used the flicker pero patatakasin ba ni KelVJ? Yes, makakataas, but the flawless welcome will be cancelled and he will get away.
Sobrang clutch yung pag-charge ng Sword Intent pero pumasok pa rin si Janus. But pero wala. Poke lang. But yeah, a good thing KelVJ was able to stop that kasi kung nahuli siya dun sa Detona's Welcome, that would have been a kill to Janus or to Rhea.
Yes.
Like, sigurado. But then, again, clutch yung pag-charge ng Sword Intent, nakadash siya.
Yes, pero ito look at Execration. Sila yung nagsiset ng tempo dito. From the top lane, may kita mo yung aggression na ginawa ni Renzo on the bottom lane. Kumbaga, kanina nandun si Kel sa tops, ngayon nandito naman siya sa baba. And that's one of the reason why I like na hawak niya ngayon itong Benedetta na to. He's all around the map. Kumbaga, KelVJ against 5 members ng Cignal Ultra to, Reptar.
Oo, laging may presence yung Execration na or numbers advantage in the objective takes because as well, because of what we said earlier, si Kelra, early din mag-rotate. Pero, Abyssal Arrow, walang follow-up for Cignal Ultra. So, hinga lang muna dito ang Execration. Another turtle fight. Ang crucial dito, yung positioning ni Aquaboy at saka ni Kelra.
Yes, speaking of positioning dito, sinimulan na ni Biansanity ang pagtalon pero wala siyang tinamaan. And makukuha ni Janus yung turtle na yun pero kapalit naman ang buhay dito ng Kufra. Dikit-dikit ang mga members ngayon dito ng Execration pero nasulit sila ng Feather Airstrike ni Aquaboy, but eto, Max is still alive. Double kill pa nga dito si Renzo. And so far, that's gonna be 3-4-1 exchange. Though nakuha naman ng Cignal ang turtle.
Yeah, and again, Cignal Ultra got the turtle, but then the threat of them playing for the counterplay. Potentially, based on what I remember seeing, I think Aquaboy kinonserve niya talaga yung Feathered Airstrike. Hindi niya ginamit for the turtle take. He used it for kung mas maganda na yung position ng Execration, counterplay Feathered Airstrike. And muntikan na, nababurst down sila, but then of course, having a Lunox with the Power of Order Brilliance, hindi siya naka-receive ng damage, and then eventually si Itomax pa yung nakapag-secure ng kills for Execration doon.
And nakita natin doon yung burst potential from Aquaboy. From that far, nung nagkadikit-dikit yung 4 members doon ng Execration, they have to be at least careful sa mga ganung bagay. Pero like what you mentioned, may Order of Brilliance, nakapag-out naman, and even Cignal has to Shunpo out. So, wow, a very action-packed yung first 5 minutes natin with these teams. Though, may consolation for the side of Cignal Ultra, nakuha nila doon yung turtle. Sabihin na natin dito, yung lineup ng Cignal Ultra is somehow, yung power spike is on the mid game. Dahil yung Hayabusa, ang mapapansin mo, ginagawa lang niya, inultihan niya yung minion wave, then it's gonna go back to farming sa may jungle. Even the Barats himself, parang kiniklear niya lang. Tapos no? So, where do you think is the right moment for Cignal Ultra to strike?
Well, tama yung ginagawa nila so far, which is going for the counterplay. But then, the good thing about their lineup is because of the mobility of the Farsa and then the Hayabusa, meron din naman silang map presence para mag-split push. Pero baka ma-pick off dito si Renzo.
Mukha nga, dahil ang ganda ng synchronization of skill, may pana from the Titonas Welcome. Pero ang kunat nung Alice na yon, so far, KLVJ ngayon, ang nanganganib na mamatay dito. Eto, Max! Is not enough to save KLVJ, pero mukhang may kapalit naman yun. Reptar, mahabol na ba dito si Rhea? That's gonna be a no. And another pick off, an off-cam kill. Cignal na pick off ni Janus. Oh, what's happening ngayon, Reptar?
2-for-1 trade across the map kung saan lamang ang Cignal Ultra. And I feel like yung nangyari dun with KLVJ and Renzo, hindi naman sa miscommunication, pero at the same time, parang crunch time decision yun para kay Renzo. Kasi low na yung health niya talaga. For sure, dapat play safe, go back. But then, as we saw before in Aura versus LPE, potentially, Renzo baka pumasok ulit and then ma-reverse niya yung laro. Yung play na yun. And now, he's still continuing the fight. Baka mapitas pa nga siya.
Napitas niya, binate niya. Alam niya na low HP na doon yung Barats. Alam niya rin na papasukin siya doon ni Eto Bax. It's a good bait.
Uy, meron.
Meron siya, pero naka-abang dito si Biansanity just in case hindi siya tamaan ng Shuriken. It's gonna be a shutdown. Janus getting back on the mid-game. Nako, Reptar, mukhang nararamdaman na yata natin yung power spike ng team na to as Execration is failing to find kills. Though, Kelra gets a solo kill against Aquaboy.
Sabi ni Kelra, okay guys, bawiin natin isa, and they were able to take down Aquaboy to alleviate the pressure in the bottom lane kasi na-push na yung first tower ng Execration sa bot. Baka kaya na nga ni Kelra basagin yung unang tore ng Cignal sa baba, and that will be the first tower pa nga para sa Execration na mababasag nila kasi 3 na ang nabasag ng Cignal dito.
Yes, and kung papansinin mo, no, Reptar, in terms of kills, in terms of farm, yes lamang yung Execration, but they are not getting any objectives out of it. And gaya ng sabi mo, kakabasag pa lang nila ng outer turret sa baba ng Cignal Ultra, and this arrow, this vision na pinoprovide ng tank and support ng Cignal is enough for them to be able to hold the lanes.
Key item pickup, Renzo, may Winter Truncher na, so kung ida-dive nila dito si Aquaboy, kaya nila.
At mukhang yun na nga ang gagawin as Renzo is going in, pero lumabas na muna ng mapa dito si Aquaboy, and nabasag na rin nila yung tore. So, that's gonna be it for Execration. They are still in control. Pero dito sa may top lane, 1v1, and Rhea is just trying to go in against Kelra. So ngayon, Reptar, the Lord has already spawned. Sino kaya ang unang magko-contest nito? Pero mamaya na yun, pasok yata dito sila Biansanity. Bakbakan na naman sa gitna.
Oh, Janus takes a lot of damage na immobilize siya doon. He got a bit from that Alice. So, Tanong ko kay Janus if he'll try to heal up muna bago nila subukan kunin yung Lord. So far, Cignal Ultra yung may lamang sa Lord positioning. And then Kekedot nakakuha din ng information na meron mga miyembro ng Execration malapit sa purple buff. Execration can either play for the buff and then push mid, or then they can try to get a pick off and then mag-Lord naman sila.
Pwede. I really like the strategy that you've mentioned. And ito, ako papansinin mo rito, both of the gold laners standing ganyan, even ditong si Aqua, look at his damage. Sumasakit na. Mararamdaman natin lalo yan pag nabuo niya na yung kanyang Holy Crystal. Pero ito na, here we go. Mukhang papasok yata dito Execration. They are trying to find a target from Cignal with his Way of Dragon. Pero hindi pa yata ganun ka-confident ang Exe. Reptar,
kung sobrang cautious nila. Ang ganda nga pag back out doon ng Execration kasi alam nila the reason why na lumapit sila is kasi alam nila si Rhea nasa bottom lane pa. But since hindi sila nakahanap ng opening, Cignal maganda din naman yung defensive positioning nila. Rhea was able to find time na makasama doon. And then just when that moment na feeling na ng Exe, andito na ata yung Barats, back muna tayo.
Nako, if I may ask you, dahil, sisimula na ngayon dito ng Execration or dinaanan lang nito. If I may ask you, Reptar, sa ganitong scenario na medyo nagkakapaan yung dalawang team kung sino yung kukuha ng turtle, sa ganitong battle, sino ba ang mas lumalamang sa battle of attrition, ika nga?
Well, Aqua Boy is going to be key for objective takes para sa Cignal Ultra. Of course, the damage of the Farsa, but then he has so many to worry about. Pero the pick off by Cignal!
Sinubukang sipain doon si Ben Sanity but meron siyang flicker out. But eto Max, half HP, used the Order of Brilliance to get away. Pero nag-flicker in dito si Rhea. Use the Detonas, welcome binato. Palayo doon si Renzo. Pero
Aqua Boy!
Siya yung binurse down, and look at Janus with the Ogi Shadow kill. Getting a kill doon for a double kill kayo mga kaibigan. 4 na members ngayon dito ng Cignal Ultra. Pupasok dito pero si Kelra getting a double kill. 2 na lang ang natitira dito for Execration. Hindi pa sila hinihintuan ng Cignal Ultra. Mukhang ito na yata yung right moment para kunin ang Lord.
Yeah, and Aqua Boy still alive. Hindi siya nahuli doon. Rhea was able to catch the Detona's welcome onto Renjo, and that was what opened up the opportunity para sa Cignal Ultra na labanin yung away na yon. But Kelra, nakabawi sila ng 2 kills. That's good news for Execration. It's gonna be a tough Lord still, man.
Tough na tough talaga, but Aqua Boy will secure the Lord para sa Cignal Ultra. Ngayon, pumapalag-palag pa naman dito si Kelra. He actually got Janus. Ngayon, ito na ang counter-initiate ng Execration. Buhay na halos lahat ng mga members nila dito. 2 ang nawala sa Cignal. Hindi pa sila tapos as Renzo is trying to go in with the flowing blood. Pero ang malaking pasabog dito ng Cignal Ultra, Reptar, nakuha at na-secure nila ang unang Lord.
And ngayon, si Kelra, man, if ever manalo dito ang Execration, baka siya yung maging MVP. Kasi yung efforts niya, the last 3 minutes to keep Execration alive in this game, yung entire exchange na yun, kung nasan 3 miyembro ng Exe na wala, nakabalik sila, na hindi nila nakuha yung Lord, pero nakasecure sila ng kill kay Janus. That was because, sabi dito ni Kelra, kukumit pa ako, lalaban pa ako dito, hindi ako suko.
Hindi. Kahit still ang 2 na nga lang ni Cignal yung natitira doon eh. Pero just like that, Cignal Ultra winning that team fight and securing this Lord. Pero look at that, Ben Sanity with the Tyrant's Revenge. Pero alam yun ni Cignal, and Execration would want to kill this Lord agad dito. Pero the Way of Dragon has been used just to defend himself. So ngayon, Reptar, Execration still in control as look at that, they are fighting 5v4 dahil nakahiwalay pa nga doon si Kelra, and going into his item he already has a BOD, Queen Swing, Oracle, and Bloodlust Axe. Ganun ka-farm ang lapu-lapu na to.
Yeah, hindi siya yung core, pero parang siya na nga yung naging core dito in terms of the items. But of course, KelVJ not too far behind. Mga 2.3 gold lead dito si Kera over KelVJ. But that's still good news for Execration. Naka-BOD na rin si KelVJ, so he'll be able to provide the damage. But then it's good news kasi yung si Kelra, yung lapu-lapu, yun yung kailangan ng Execration. Hanapin si Kekedot at si Aqua Boy. That's why the Oracle pickup is really good para mabawasan yung magic damage.
Oh no, as here we go. Looks like Cignal Ultra is eyeing for Kelra right now. Nakita nila dito si Cignal. Renzo, bumalik na siya dito. We're about to get a fight. Pero tamang tantsahan lang muna rito, Reptar. Yung parehas na team, ayaw rin gumawa ng mga risky plays.
Ang ganda ng disiplina ng dalawang teams. Even if Renzo has the Winter Truncheon, kinakalculate talaga ng Execration when is the right time. And they're doing it right kasi yung lineup ng Cignal Ultra, Reyes, Barats, 3-4 and 3, pero the presence alone of a Barat sobrang disruptive. Kasi kung may mahuli siya with Deton as welcome at walang makalapit from Execration on the backline kay Aqua Boy, as we saw earlier in the middle lane, that's gonna be a big win for Cignal Ultra in the fight. So again, Execration have to watch out for Aqua Boy and Kekedot here, pero easier said than done kasi ang ganda ng positioning ni Aqua Boy throughout the entire game.
Hindi rin siya yung bastang pagka nag-team fight, either airstrike agad-agad. Talagang naghahanap muna siya ng position. And look at him. He's really onto the back lines dito ng Cignal Ultra, and Ben Sanity and the rest of the members of Cignal, talagang nagpo-provide ng vision for the whole team. So, at this point, parehas yung team na merong capability to do segue or the side lane pushes. Of course, nandito yung ating Alice, we're in scaling. Lalong tumatagal, mas lalong lumalakas. And even itong ating halos magpipik na nga itong lapu-lapu natin eh. And mind you, there is also a Benedetta that could do side lane pushes, Reptar.
Oh, and actually, I like that Execution, nakikita na nila konti yun na, okay, I think kailangan lang natin i-split yung mapa para makuha yung attention ni Barats. Because so far, si Rhea yung main na nagre-respond sa side lane na mag-clear ng waves. So again, if Execration can keep forcing the pushes on the side lanes para maka-alis si Barats away from the rest of Cignal Ultra para maka-defend dun sa side lane push, Execration, meron naman silang mobility para mag-force ng fight.
Yes.
Na 5-on-4 habang wala si Barats.
Pero kailangan nilang mag-ingat. Yes, they do have this kind of mobility. Pwede silang sumegway rito. Pero hindi mo rin pwedeng maliitin dito si Janus.
Oh, not at
halos
all.
lock item na rin tong Hayabusa na to. And look at that. Another way of the dragon na ginamit doon kay Keketan. So, yung si Janus dito with a 5-1-2 KDA, he's been the one dealing a lot of damage dito for Cignal Ultra. Ito, makikita na. Here we go. Renzo nandito sa ilalim. Detown as well. But ginamit niya yung kanyang Winter Truncheon pero hindi enough yun, Reptar. Napitas pa rin siya rito ng Cignal Ultra. Pero ngayon, dikit-dikit ang mga members dito ng Execration. Ito na nga, si Janus dealing a lot of damage dito para sa side ngayon ng Cignal Ultra. Si Kelra na lang ang natira dito sa gitna with the Feather S na galing from Aqua Boy from downtown. Though, hindi pa rin naman namatay. Oh my, pero ito, this would open up another Lord for Cignal Ultra.
Kakasabi mo lang, Janus, ang ganda ng timing niya doon. Paggamit ng Shadow Kill, using it at the right time, of course, in combination as well with the disruptive presence of the Barats. Execration, na-disrupt lang sila throughout that entire fight. It looked like messy execution for Execration, but then Cignal Ultra, ang ganda lang talaga ng galaw nila doon.
Sobrang ganda ng galaw, and another Shadow Kill na naman dito. Cignal barely alive, but the flicker coming from Rhea will seal the deal. Order of Brilliance dito, ginamit na Etomax, pero binabalik siya ng mga rocket, pero makakatakas pa rin naman. So far dito, halos dikit yung gold, pero Cignal Ultra, sila yung mas nakakakuha ng mga objective.
Yeah, and we're starting to see again the problem of the Barats pick na kahit nga meron silang Lunox on the other side. For Execration, alam natin that Lunox has a lot of damage. Kinakain at kinakain lang ng Barats na parang walang problema lang. And right now the question is, kulang ba sa damage ng ang Execration because wala silang marksman main, that's a physical damage main assassin, Benedetta, nahirapan din pumasok dito si Kiel.
Yes, hirap talaga sila rito. Look at that! Basag na ngayon dito ang gitnang tore ng Execration as the Lord is still gonna melt away. Pero mukhang susunod na ngayon yung base turret dito sa baba. Mukhang hindi madidepensa na to ng mga tropa natin from Execration. And that's gonna be 2 base turret down. Pasok ngayon dito si Renzo with the flowing blood pero hindi enough yung damage. 5 members dito ng Cignal Ultra. They are eyeing for the tower. Ang pinakahuling tore dito ng Execration, but Renzo going in with the Winter Truncheon dito na ilagan niya. Doon yung Detanos welcome dito ni Rhea. Pero ang tanong, paano na ang magiging depensa nila rito, Reptar, as that base turret on the top lane, halos isang hinga na lang, mawawala na.
Sobrang kunat ng Kufra at Barats on the side of Cignal Ultra. That was the best that Execration could do at that point, and natamaan nila yung abilities nila, mind you. Pero kulang lang si Renzo.
Mind you, pumasok doon si Renzo pero hindi nila nakuha. Yes, nakuha nila doon si Aqua Boy. And ito na nga ang counter-engage dito ng Execration as KLBJ is just trying to defend yung mga minion space nila. Pero still, Reptar, it's a clear win para sa Cignal Ultra as 4 members in ang nawala sa Execration. KLBJ will be the final hope of Execration para depensahan to, pero it looks like not gonna be enough. Dahil mawawala rin dito si The King as Cignal Ultra secures game number 1 against Execration.
Grabe yung Barrett's pick. That became the game changer.